fall asleep again. Been overthinking all the little things I've said. I'm sleep deprived almost every night, and I wish that I wouldn't think instead. I know the sun is up and I got things to do, but I don't think I've got the energy to move. And I go back to my dreams again, but I shouldn't be sleeping when it's still at night.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deyaniracavazos and I'm an LPC-associate from the state of Texas. I am so happy that you're here. So today's video is very exciting because we're going to continue with the book reviews. I have a couple of books that I'm going to review throughout this vlog for you. We're also going to continue to decorate my therapy office because if you can see, I have a wall here filled with soles and lunas, solecitos, and I love it so much. It is a reminder and something that keeps my culture very close to my heart, and that I love having for also when my therapy clients meet with me, so they can have a really nice background to look at and just something that can bring them joy and alegría, happiness, all of the good things. And so my goal has been to continue to collect these artesanías so I can go ahead and fill up the wall with them. But I ended up spending some really good quality time with my family this weekend. So me and my mom had like a mother-daughter date this weekend, and we ended up going to a local artesanía shop where I bought some more solecitos and lunas to bring home with me to my office.
Son como las 2 de la mañana y no sé qué hacer. Recuerdo el sabor que dejaban tus labios, eran dulcitos como la miel. Y al despertar siempre te vas, eres fugaz, ya me acostumbré, buscando respuestas que ya las sé. Es mejor que no vuelva aunque mi corazón te prefiere. Vivo ahogando mi pena en los labios de otras mujeres. Si mañana pasa por tu mente llamarme, es obvio, no voy a contestar. Yo sé que eso está mal y me cuesta aceptarlo, pero lastimas, me lastimas, y es la verdad.
And I thought that I would go ahead and do a haul for you and show you what I have, because we're gonna go ahead and add it into the wall. And culturally, it's the reminder of like the yin and the yang, the importance of having that balance. And it's something that I highly value as a therapist as well when it comes to my approach of gradually helping my clients come to know that both things can be true. There is room for all of our emotions and the sense of balance with both, you know, the good things in our life and also the not so good things, the hard things. As a Latina therapist, I also love myself a good metaphor, so hence the solecito and luna walls. So before we talk about the books, let me give you a little haul of what I ended up picking up to decorate my office. Today is April 3rd, it's 12:40. I'm coming at you in the afternoon. You did not miss a lot this morning other than 2.5 hours worth of me working on client notes and progress notes. And I honestly just went through my regular routine of waking up, doing my little self-care of like washing my face, brushing my teeth, having breakfast, feeding my pet bunny Kylo, and then I went straight into work and just checked my emails and started working on notes. So here we are now. I've prepped to film everything, so I set up my area, and that is all that you've missed. So I just gave you the little Cliff Notes version. I also ended up having lunch already because I ended up prepping like some spaghetti, and then I had like a cucumber lime water. So now that I've caught you up, let's go ahead and get into the haul. I ended up picking up just this regular Talavera terracotta color one. Something about the blue and the orange color just really caught my eye. I thought it was very, very beautiful. Black sun. And then I ended up getting a set of 3 different flowers with butterflies on them. So beautiful, and for sure these are gonna go somewhere in my office. Not gonna lie, I might have to go back next week and get me some more of these to maybe put outside of my home near my butterfly garden, because these are so cute. I love how colorful it is, and that's the aesthetic that I'm going for in my office, at least in the background that my clients get. I want them to be able to look at colorful things and for it to feel cozy and happy and joyful, instant serotonin boost. You know what I mean? That's what I'm kind of going for. And it's definitely one of my favorite things about my culture, just how colorful and alive it feels. And so I only have one last item to show you, and this one is just, it was the most expensive artesanía or figurine that I ended up buying, but I had to. It was so beautiful and I loved getting to support a local shop. And I don't know, this one might have to go on that wall because it's just so stunning. But it is this beautiful corona or crown, and if you look at it up close, as soon as I saw this, I just couldn't help but smile. Instant serotonin boost. I just felt so happy. So I might have to put that up on the wall. It's gonna go somewhere where my clients can see because it's too beautiful not to. Let me go get the books that we're going to be reading in this reading vlog though, so we can go ahead and talk about it. So the next book that I'm going to be reading is The Sugar Jar. Create Boundaries, Embrace Self-Healing, and Enjoy the Sweet Things in Life by Yasmin Cheyenne. Then the last book that we're going to be reading is Inheritance by Elizabeth Acevedo. This one is going to be a really quick read. It's a visual poem. And so currently I'm on page 94. So I really dove into this book, and what it's giving so far is more like if you're sitting with a friend who's giving you these metaphors and stories and being gentle with you, really going into detail about how your energy is being depleted and what to do about it. And some clients might not be in the headspace to be able to just get straight to the point. You know, they want to be able to gradually process and digest why they even need healthy boundaries and how that could look like in their life. So far I am loving this book, and when I finish we're gonna go ahead and talk all about it. Okay everyone, so I have my headphones. I'm gonna go ahead and play some music.
Maybe I'm overreacting to this whole thing, being too dramatic, overthinking, getting myself worked up over nothing. But baby, you said it's over, but cry on my shoulder. Enigmatic, but I'm still thinking of you on the car ride home, staring at my phone, still invested, but I know you said we fell out of love, boy, that's just how it goes. It's hard to move on when you want my clothes. Picture you, baby, with somebody else. It's killing me softly, I can't help myself. Tell me, oh you tell me, babe, I should be less reckless with my feelings. I should be more careful who I'm kissing. My insecurities just unappealing, but baby, you said it's over, but cry on my shoulder. Enigmatic, but I'm still thinking of you on the car ride home, staring at my phone, still invested, but I know you said we fell out of love, boy, that's just how it goes. It's hard to move on when you want my clothes. Picture you, baby.
No, because when I tell you that I'm obsessed, this makes me so happy. I love that so much. So next on the agenda on my list of things to do is to continue to read this book. That way I can go ahead and review it for you all. So I have my post-its, I have my favorite highlighters, and I'm also going to place a grocery order because I'm running a little bit low on like snacks and things like that. So I'm gonna do that. And I have something really exciting to share, which is also why I haven't been posting much on social media. I've been trying to take some breaks. Me and a therapist friend are planning a workshop together because there has been this need with my clients and in general, you know, of Latina women really needing to build these connections with friends and build these natural supports. And I've heard from a lot of my clients that it's really hard to make friends. It can be really hard, especially if you're more on the introverted side, or you've just had to really dedicate so much of your life to grinding and hustling, not out of choice but out of necessity. And sometimes because you've done it so long, it's become by choice, you know, at some point. And in that, you know, there comes times in their lives where it's like, okay, now I'm looking up and I don't have these friendships, and I really want to have self-care time, social self-care, recreational self-care, and I want to have friends to do that with. So the workshop is going to be geared toward that. I'm so excited to get to work with Alexia because, like I told her, anytime I work with Alexia, it's just like, it's just so relaxed. It's such a fun time. I've always enjoyed when we do our live platicas, and so this is going to be similar, and I won't go into too many details. We're still in the behind the scenes moments of getting everything ready. So we already had a meeting to talk about it, and I'm going to do my part in organization. So we're both trying to utilize our strengths. My anxious girly self really thrives off of organization and lists and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a list done with all of the tasks that we need to do, and we've been checking in back and forth on what works well for us. Anytime I work with anybody or collaborate, I always want it to feel like we're going at a comfortable pace. I don't like anyone to feel pressured, not myself, not anyone I'm working with. I'm not in a rush to do this. I really want it to go well. I really want this to be something that anyone who signs up for is something positive and uplifting. So I'm really excited to just do that. I'm carving out this Monday for that specific thing because I like having this Monday off where I don't see clients, because I'm able to work on things like that on my notes and have my mind just fixated on things like this, like filming. And if I were to check in with myself, honestly, I'm feeling tired. PCOS be hitting right now, and it's just, I can feel the tank of energy just going down. And I don't drink caffeine or anything like that because it flares up my PCOS. So the energy that I have is the energy that I have to work with, which is why I'm pretty strict with my healthy boundaries too when it comes to time. So for right now, because I can feel it going low, I'm gonna work from bed, which I really do. I really enjoyed working out like in the living room or here in my office, but I'm needing it right now. I can tell I'm really just needing to lay for a bit and work from bed and just watch a movie in the background. So yeah, that is what my Monday is looking like so far.
Maybe this is heaven, maybe that's just you. I don't trust my judgment, cause I'm just 22. My mind is running circles, my heart is out in the rain. I know that this is sudden, but do you feel the same? Do you feel the same? Do you feel the I can't make my mind up, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to be honest, a point of view. So you tell me that you're leaving, but I wish you would stay. I think that this is worth it, but do you feel the same? 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 But if you're thinking not today, I'd rather have the truth than start a love that's fake. And baby, tell me if you need your space. But if you're feeling lonely, I'm an hour away. I know you told me, baby, but do you feel the same?
Okay everyone, it is time to talk all about books because I have finished reading The Sugar Jar and I've also finished reading Inheritance. I had every intention of also reading this book, but it would have taken me forever to get this video out for you guys, longer than it's already taking me. So I decided to go ahead and leave this book for the next vlog. Okay everyone, so I am back. I had to charge my camera battery, of course. Such is the life of a YouTuber, but I am back. And so I want to talk to you all about The Sugar Jar by Yasmin Cheyenne. It is such a beautiful book. If you are a metaphor kind of therapist or just person, you enjoy learning through metaphors, through storytelling, I would highly recommend picking up this book, especially if you've been wanting to learn about healthy boundaries and how to set them. I love that you get to hear more about the author's own personal experiences, and she uses the metaphor of the sugar jar to help you explore and give you a visual of what healthy boundaries look like, and I love that so much. I can definitely see a lot of my therapy clients really enjoying this book because sometimes we do just want to read a book that tells us exactly what we want to hear, and sometimes we need a bit of a gentle approach, you know, to ease into something and to learn more about how it could really apply into our lives. And I think that the author did a really great job of just breaking that down and being very vulnerable in this book, and I really appreciate that because I think there's nothing more off-putting for others than to feel like the person who wrote this book can't really relate to my experiences, can't really relate to how difficult it would be for me to set these healthy boundaries, and you're able to really read just how difficult it was for this author, but how beneficial it was throughout her journey and throughout her life in different areas of her life. And so to read you the synopsis, it says, wellness advocate and self-healing coach Yasmin Cheyenne offers a powerful guide for setting boundaries to self-heal and choose joy. From the exhaustion of performing for others as we talk through life to the need to be the strong one in hard moments, we all experience roadblocks to truly setting healthy boundaries for ourselves. Cheyenne uses her signature metaphor of the sugar jar, in which we are the jar and the sugar is our energy, and we strive to maintain a healthy lid or boundary as a tool for helping us protect our energy and identify patterns in what depletes and what restores us. Warm, vulnerable, and illuminating, the sugar jar shows that through little adjustments to nurture our energy, we can create more balance and healing in our life. And so now to read you all the contents, because I know I really enjoy that about books. I want to know exactly what I'm going to be getting. So first off, you have the explanation of what the sugar jar is, Black healing, presence over performance, how do you feel, boundaries and barriers, find freedom through acceptance, letting go as a self-care practice, healing as a parent and as a child, the strong ones, am I healing, practice filling your jar. And so personally, as a Latina myself, even though this author incorporates, you know, a section specifically for Black healing and making space for that, I thought it was so beautiful, and it still really resonated with me. A lot of the points that she said and she mentioned, you know, in her book, even if you are not a part of this culture, it might still be something that resonates with you as a minority, and I fully agree. And I still think it's so necessary to learn about other people's lived experiences, because on my end, I want to continue to learn more so that I don't have to burden other people with teaching me, you know, about their cultures and about things that I could just read about, so people feel more comfortable and safe around me. It's so important and something that I value in my own personal life. So reading this was just, it was so beautiful. I thought I would also read you all some of my favorite quotes because I ended annotating the heck out of this book. Okay, so on page 18 it reads, it's common to get lost in our intentions, plans, and goals because we believe we're doing what we should be doing. We don't always feel we have the option to do the things we want to be doing. And when it starts to become clear that the should we committed to isn't aligned, it can be hard to reckon with the reality that we chose wrong. You might feel like you're failing, and that might lead you to being hard on yourself, but in reality, you didn't have the awareness about what you wanted before you said yes, or before you loaned the money, or before you went on the date, or before. wouldn't it be helpful to be able to check in with yourself and ask, why am I doing this? Why does this feel uncomfortable? What was I hoping to gain versus what have I learned is the reality of doing this? How can I shift this so that I feel better? Well, to help you better understand what you say yes to, whom you say yes to, and why you feel drained in certain relationships, and to become more familiar with how much your exchanges with the people, places, and things in your life impact you in different ways, I am going to introduce you to your sugar jar. It goes into talking about relationships too on page 75. Some of you are in relationships that you know don't align. Some of you spent years getting a degree to make your family proud, even though it isn't what you wanted. Come on now. Some of you may have had children because you thought that was what you should do. Some of you keep friends who don't contribute to your joy. Some of you continue relationships with family members who are toxic and don't feel safe to be around because that's what family does. Or whatever slogan your family uses to make you feel that you need to keep people around who make you feel unsafe or unhappy. The invitation is to go from being a participant in your life to someone who is living life the way you really want to live. I love it. I feel like I can just hear her voice because I also follow this author on Instagram, and I tend to share her posts so much on my own feed because it's just so inspiring and the type of energy I want around me personally too. Especially being first gen and an older sibling, I need those constant reminders to rest and to take time for myself. And so something else that I love is how the book itself is formatted. I love that there's little portions where it breaks things down for you, explaining examples, and then there's also journal prompts. So there's going to be reflection questions, and then she also adds affirmations at the end. So she'll put say it with me, and then she'll incorporate an affirmation. This one says, say it with me. Boundaries keep me from carrying what never belonged to me in the first place. I really needed this book growing up in my early 20s when I was in grad school learning how to set healthy boundaries. So if you're thinking of picking up a book related to this topic, I highly recommend this one. I love the metaphor of the sugar jar. This book was so good. 5 out of 5 star read for me. I found myself really slowing down and intaking the information and rereading things because I just wanted to take my time with it because I was enjoying reading this so much. Now moving on to the next book, and that is Inheritance by Elizabeth Acevedo. And so this is a visual poem book, and if you haven't checked out other Elizabeth Acevedo books, I highly recommend because there is also Afro-Latina representation within her books, and she writes really, really beautiful books. I know one of my favorite books that she wrote that I read for fun was With the Fire on High. And so I won't show too much of this book because honestly it's really thin. It's not a thick book, so you're not going to be getting this huge book, but I feel like this kind of book would be really nice to have within families to bring up topics about our natural hair, the racism or microaggressions that we might experience. And honestly, the artwork is just so beautiful. In the back it reads, some people tell me to fix my hair, and by fix they mean straighten, they mean whiten, but how do you fix this shipwrecked history of hair? In her most famous spoken word poem, award-winning author and poet Elizabeth Acevedo celebrates the beauty and meaning of natural black hair, her words vibrantly illustrated by artist Andrea Pippins. This powerful book embraces all the complexities of Afro-Latinidad, the history, pain, pride, and powerful love of that inheritance. I resonated with the message in this book so much because growing up, even for me as a Latina, my natural hair is a bit more like wavy, curly, and I remember always feeling pressured to hide that. And it's something that I've embraced a lot more this year in my life, wearing my natural hair or just having fun with my hair, because it always used to be a source of frustration or shame. And I love that books like this exist to be able to let others know that they're beautiful. So this is where the poem starts. And the artistry is just really, really pretty. I think this is also a really great option for clients who maybe want to dip their toes into reading or don't want to read too much and just want to have something that is a good reminder for them, because like I said, it is, you know, very thin, not thick at all. So it just has the spoken word poem in there with the artwork. There's definitely different beautiful artwork in here. So that is it for this video, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed coming along with me. I hope you enjoyed the book reviews. reviews. Definitely let me know in the comment section if you're thinking of picking up any of these books for yourself. And in the next video, I will definitely be reading some more books because we have so many to get through and I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, liking this video, sharing it. All of these things help support my YouTube channel so that I can keep creating videos for you all. And you're also supporting my continued education, so thank you so much. Take care, everyone. I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.